Are you wondering what a doula is? And if you're lucky enough to know what a doula is, are you kind of left wondering about what the difference is between a doula and a midwife? Well, if so, then today's video is going to be a big help. But before I begin, hey mamas, it's your Cajun stork here, Midwife Kira. I believe that confidence in birth comes with being prepared, and as a midwife, I know exactly how to get you there. Consider subscribing to my channel and joining in today's conversation about the difference between midwives and doulas. In one of our previous videos, we discussed what a doula is and what a doula is not. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the difference between midwives and doulas. But just as a real quick recap, I want to remind you that doulas are not healthcare providers. Doulas do not take the place of the husband or the birth partner. And in fact, they are an additional part of the birth team to the husband and the birth partner. And if you watched in that video, you'll know that doulas reduce your risk of a C-section rate, and not to mention increase all kinds of other benefits to your birth that I know that you're going to benefit from. And even being a midwife, I hired doulas for my birth experiences, so I'd like you to consider doing that too. So evidence confirms that hiring a professional doula for your birth experience not only decreases your risk of a C-section rate, but also increases the satisfaction with your birth, decreases the need for other medical interventions, and the list of benefits for doulas can go on and on. So why exactly would you need to hire a midwife if the benefits of doulas are so amazing? Well, first of all, midwives are healthcare providers. We provide prenatal, birth, and postpartum care for up to 6 weeks to healthy moms and babies. Although most of us do deliver outside of the hospital, the fact is that midwives are healthcare providers, and essentially we would take the place of your OBGYN. Doulas are an asset to your birth in the sense that midwives give you a safe birth, doulas give you a great birth. But, midwives give you a great birth too. So with that said, midwives and doulas can work as a birth team together for you. You do not have to choose one over the other. Number two is that midwives and doulas have very different responsibilities. So although a midwife won't have that hands-on continuous laboring with you during your labor, she does stay with you to do monitoring heart tones, doing vaginal exams, making sure your birth is safe. But the main role of a midwife's responsibilities come in at the birth and the first few hours postpartum. Meanwhile, the doula's main role is providing that continuous hands-on physical and emotional support throughout your labor, and then she gets to go home like an hour postpartum after breastfeeding's established. So you can see that midwives and doulas can work together as a team to providing you continuous support throughout your labor and your birth. A third thing to consider is that midwives and doulas are both hired by you for you, which means that the doula cannot be persuaded by the midwife's intentions for your birth because the doula works for you. Now, in midwifery care, this isn't really such a big deal because typically midwives, doulas, and clients are on the same birth team. But when you consider hiring a doula for a hospital birth, this is where they play a huge role because a lot of times doulas can advocate for you in a hospital situation where midwives don't typically deliver in the hospital. Having a midwife and a doula on your birth team can have a huge impact on your birth. So I strongly encourage you to consider hiring both a midwife and a doula for your upcoming birth experience. Remember that midwives help you have a safe birth and doulas help you have a great birth. Speaking of great birth, you can get yourself more prepared with upcoming tips and tricks by subscribing to my channel down below. Otherwise, I will see you at some of my other videos that I have posted right here on the screen for you. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.